Welcome, welcome again to Oz Motors or Oz Motors Tips. Today is a simple one. Let me take a seat. Yeah, so today is a simple one. It is to do with an oil change on a Toyota Starlet. The oil change has already been done. The reason why I'm a little bit hesitant is because I'm forcing myself to redo or re-imitate this oil change. It's a dry day today, so that's good. And I've already done the oil change on it, so I won't be taking off the oil filter, unfortunately. I'll leave a picture of what you're meant to do with the filter after the video. But I will be taking off the drain plug and draining some oil out to show you. I'll also be catching a lot of it and putting it back in the engine because it's new stuff. I've literally just put it in. It's done 0 miles, so I've decided to catch a oil change video for you guys, or just speak you through it on, like I said, a Toyota Starlet. I chose the Toyota Starlet, one, because it's a customer anyway who wants me to do the oil change, which I've already done, and two, it's on my driveway and it's very, very easy to film. It should be very easy to point the camera and do the job. Okay, so the customer left me with this engine oil. Like I said, it's an oil change on a Toyota Starlet, and to be honest, it's up to the customer what he wants to put in the engine. I would not put this in, but you know, it's up to you. He wants it in, so he's having it in. So we'll turn the camera around and show you exactly what I'm putting in. Not my weapon of choice, but it's the right grade. It's just the make, the G-force. I don't know, oil's oil, I suppose. It's this is cheap grade. You can see it's cheap. You can always tell it's cheap just by the bottle, just by the how it's advertised at you. But it will do the job. There's your specifications. So I don't know. You want to match that up with your book, which is not on hand today. When you see the Toyota, you'll be like, oh yeah, I can see why people ain't really that bothered about it. It's just a get to work jobber. It's got a broken alternator at the minute as well, which I've got to fix. But yeah, let's go to the car, and like I said, a simple oil change. I might follow this up with a test drive of the Mini, because I've recently changed the gearbox oil in the Mini 1, so I take it for a test drive. I might include that after this. So let's go to the Toyota and do this oil change, or imitate the oil change, should I say. I've already done it, so don't be surprised to see fresh oil come out the sump. When you do it to your car, it'll be black, I would have thought. So don't worry about the colour difference. Okay, so there's the gorgeous Mini. Probably needs a new tail light, and there is the Toyota. So what you need is obviously oil. You need an oil filter wrench. There's the oil filter there. Can you see it? Right down there. It looks like new because it is new. I've just put it in. And we need a spanner. It's a 14mm on this one specifically, and possibly a rubber mallet. Possibly. So yes, like I said, there's the filter. We need a filter wrench as well, actually. I'll show you what to do with that. That's not particularly hard. There it is. It's a filter wrench. But first, you'll want to drain oil. Yes, I'm back and forth like an idiot. I'm going to try and catch oil. I'm going to try and spare it if I can. join me under the Toyota. So, your sump plug is right there. Don't know if you can see it. I'll put a span on it. Right there. And we're going to obviously crack that open. Let's see if I can do it from here. No, not really. Not with one hand anyway. It's that two-handed thing again. Let's see if I can set you up there. Okay. This is what the mallet's for, really. I've obviously done it up quite tight because I'm the last one to go there. Okay. That's undone now. I'm looking for the bottle. There it is. Okay. Just wondering if you can actually see what's going on. So I'm going to undo this plug and try to catch the oil into the bottle. Like that. Okay, so you would drain that completely. Okay, we'll put that back in because the bottle's filling right up. Okay, I think that's relatively clear. That's what you do. You would replace the washer on there too. If not, put some plumber tape on the threads. Not too much because you don't want it going into the sump, into where the oil's stored. You don't want that. So, like I said, yeah, it's come out quite black actually. That's fresh oil coming out of there. So yeah, replace the washer on there and do her up. I'm going to put this back into the engine now because it's customer's purchase. But I've got to do the sump plug up. That would help a lot. This Toyota's seen better days. That's done. Okay, let's get the oil carefully. Don't be spilling this. Obviously, this is awkward. Okay. Right, so we've got the oil. We need to get a funnel of some sort. Trying to set the phone up. 1 second, I'll get a funnel. So, this is the funnel. Just something like that will be fine. Make sure it's clean. This is so much more awkward trying to film stuff. Right, so pick up the phone. The phone keeps taking itself off record. Okay, so obviously engine oil is a bit of a clue. That's where it goes in. We'll undo that. And obviously, when I just showed you how to drain, make sure it's all drained out. Just checking other stuff a minute. Yeah, so make sure it's all drained out. Before you undo that sump plug, you might want to run the engine a bit first, get the oil hot, and it will run out quicker, it will run out better. Okay. To do with that, the oil filter, you want an oil wrench, oil filter wrench. Okay, so what that does is basically it wraps around the oil filter. I don't know if I can show you properly. One sec. Okay, so I don't know if you can see what I'm doing there. This is awkward. So it's around the oil filter, and then you just kind of do it up, and then it will tighten, and then undo or do up, whatever you want. Okay, and then it'll crack it. It'll crack it open or crack it shut. Obviously, you've got the choices of a wrench or a spanner on it. They're really good. They're really cheap. You would do that after the sump plug is undone, and you would drain the system right out, completely out. You want no oil in there at all. And then when the filter's off, clean the housing around it, completely clean it, because the photo I'm going to leave up in a minute from Google is a guy lubricating the seal around the filter where it sits on the engine. You want that lubricated, you don't want it dry, because that will cause oil leaks. Okay, right, so let's put this in. I also know that this is the right level. Oh god, yeah, I didn't really plan for that. That's nice of it. Right. So all this should be the right level for the car, the oil level. Just like that. Cool. So that's all gone. So now, what you would do then, I know this is going to be correct because I've only just emptied that out the engine. You would get the dipstick, which is just behind the funnel here. So we'll leave that open a minute. Just inspect it down in there. It's not looking terrible. And then you would let that settle. You would possibly start the engine to fill up the filter. So obviously put that cap on, start the engine. So you'd obviously go clockwise like that. Start the engine. Get it all circulated around the engine bay, the engine filter, etc. And then let it settle for, well, if you want to be fussy, hours. Let it settle for hours, and then get the dipstick out, and then check your level. And as you can see, if I can focus, which is not, there we go, empty and full level. So F in Is that me? Oh, low. Okay, low and full. Okay. So you would obviously make sure it's between them. You want it on full, really. Because on an oil change, it's quite popular for a little bit of oil to burn. Only a little bit, nothing much. I mean, I'm going over the top there, but yeah. So then you'd go under the car after all those steps, and you would check for leaks, just like I did with my gearbox with the Mini, which at the minute it's soaking because I didn't wipe it off when I demonstrated. So we're seeing for leaks. If it is leaking, I'm going to have to I don't know if that is leaking or no, actually. I can't tell. Again, I can't fit under this bloody car. Dry it right off. Is that leaking? Or is it just the light off my phone glistening on it? To be honest, I think it's just the light. So that's no leaks there as well. And obviously you would check for leaks on the fuel filter. Nope, scrap that. Oil filter. Right, so on a normal oil change, what I would do is put a piece of white card under the car, or just any cardboard really will do, under the sump and oil filter location. Start it up, make it run for a bit, get it up to temperature, shut the engine off and leave it. Go and have a coffee, go and play a bit of Apex, do whatever you want. Come back to it in 2 hours time and see if there's any drops on the card. That's the best way to do it, yeah? If there's drops, investigate. If there's no drops, go to the supermarket and do your shopping, knowing that you've got nice fresh oil in your engine, which I think is one of the most important steps of car maintenance. I think that's pretty much well said. So I'll leave that picture up. I'll go and investigate that picture now of lubricating the seal around your filter. Sorry I couldn't actually take that off because I've only just put it on. And if I took it off, I risk perishing the seal. And this is a customer's car. It's not mine. That's mine. So if you know, I'm not going to do it on mine because it's a little bit more, well, way awkward to film actually. So one more shot of the fuel filter, and obviously use a wrench of some sort. And when you do the filter up, no tighter than hand tight. Okay. But we'll do a summary now. That's pretty much an oil change crash course. I can't think of nothing else. It's pretty simple stuff. So I'm going to pack all this gear up. You don't need much. I might put a bit more oil in it. I'll check the level just in case. It is a customer's car after all. And yes, I did get permission off him to film this. And yeah, I'll catch you in the house for the summary. Right on. Right, that recording could have gone better. It was a bit rushed. I kept getting interrupted by just, well, everyone. But yeah, that was an oil change on a Toyota Starlet. Don't ask me on the year, actually. I'm not sure. But before this video cuts out, I will put up some demonstrations of different filters you can come across, oil filters. The reason why I should do that is because the Mini one, also there's I think Peugeot 3008 and Peugeot 206s, they kind of use a different filter that has a housing around it, and then you replace the filtration side of it and then put the housing back in. That's a bit more complicated than what I just showed you. Bit of more of a pain in the ass. So yeah, I'll put up some pictures, some information as much as I can on this video afterwards. Also, like I said, I'm now going to test drive the Mini on after the gearbox fluid change. So I'm going to put that on here too. That was a couple days ago I'd done the fluid change. It's on my channel if you want to have a look at it. But yeah, back to the subject, oil changes. You've typed in oil change, you want to know about oil changes. So the Toyota Starlet takes 5W30. If you want to know what that is, it's the density of the oil. It's the characteristics of the oil, if you will. The W stands for winter. So it's 5 in the winter, which is quite low, I would say. And then kind of like 30 past that, really. But I don't know. Just please, what you do, it does stand for winter. That W. Just please make sure that you put the right density in for your car. For example, I've been on Mini forums. I've recently done an oil change on my Mini, and I put 530 in it because it says in the manual 530, long life BMW stuff. So I've put Kestrel, you know, the good stuff. And then there's people on the forum going, oh, I'm putting 540 in, I'm putting 0.30 in, and it's like, just listen to the guys that built your engine. They built it in a factory, okay? So they know. Although I will say that the Mini is known for oil leaks, so that's probably why people are putting the density up. But yeah, that's it. We used a 14mm spanner for the sump plug, and I can't give you a size on the oil filter because you should have a wrench. But they all kind of universal actually. They're usually, unless you're working on lorries and that, but all cars are pretty much the same. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you where the bonnet catch is on that Pacific Starlet, and that should be it. That should be a wrap. I can't think of anything else. If you see any unusual colours coming out of that sump, by the way, I have seen, literally seen, like antifreeze and stuff coming out of there. If you're getting that whilst getting oil out, you have problems. You have possible head gasket problems. Yeah, it does happen. It does happen. Also, you can have oil in your antifreeze. Obviously, if those two mix, then you have a head gasket problem, okay? That's bad news. Possibly a re-skimming job, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, there's your oil change, guys. It's simple. 1 second, I'll just show you where the catch is on the Starlet. I got interrupted so many times on this recording. Absolutely unreal. Okay, let's get a key in it. Yes, I've got toothpaste there because I've been cleaning the headlights. Right. So this is the Starlet. Oh crap, wrong way. Still jacked up because I'm checking for leaks. Okay, so the bonnet catch is there, driver's side. And then the bonnet lever is right there. I don't know if you can see that. There. So we're going to go under, pretty much under the badge, really. Lift it. I can't do it on my knees. There we go. It's quite a heavy bonnet. And then up it goes. And then your catch is there. Or your, I don't know what you call that actually. the stand. We'll call it a stand. Okay, and then that's it. And then there's your catch right there. Look. It's a heavy bonnet for a little car. Bonnet catch is there. And then that's it. But yeah, customer, I've done the oil change on it last year too. This is a regular customer of mine, which is pretty cool. Yeah, last year you could see where I went, where I was, or where I worked last time on it. This time exactly the same. I'm going to check for leaks because I've tampered with that sump plug now. So I'm going to maybe start it up. Maybe, I don't know. There are other problems with it at the minute. So, ciao. That is it. Check your oil. Make sure it runs afterwards. And keep checking that level because it can surprise you. Okay, so onwards to the BMW test drive. Ciao. Also, I think I'd catch this moment. I'm about to test drive this Mini after the gearbox fluid change. That's on another recording, so check the channel out if you want to see me actually changing that. But I haven't test drove it yet, so let's do that right now. A little bit nervous, but let's have a look. Let's see how this goes. I'm not going to be going far. Okay. Okay. Right, like I said, we'll be looking at the dash for warning lights. This has had a coolant change, an oil change, a gearbox fluid change, you know, you name it, it's had a change. So let's start her up and see how it goes. I don't know what the angle's like on the camera. Hopefully it's okay. Okay, cool. Right, let's. I'm including this in the cabin filter video only because the cabin filter is easy job. It's still a mess down there, mind, but it's easy as anything to do. Right, so the oil light's coming out, engine management light out, thank you. That took a while, I didn't like that. So the only light that's on right now is the handbrake light. We'll turn that off now. The whole car just dropped then. That was a bit strange. Probably because of when it was jacked up. So, interesting point now is the gearbox. Gearbox fluid is in, it's been refreshed, so here we go. Let's let the engine circulate oil. If you're a mechanic, you know exactly what I'm thinking there. Oil needs to get to all the components. Cams, crank, although the crankshaft is pretty much submerged. But cams, rocker arms, valves, they all need oil, so by now it's all good. So seatbelt on, let's abide by the law and let's see how these gears respond to new fluid. My god, that was easier to get into reverse. And we are moving. That's always a good sign. Okay, we've got to take it easy. My god, that gearbox is feeling better already. Hopefully there won't be no gearbox fluid or oil all over the road. We'll just take her. I want to kind of go through the gearboxes and go through all the gears. I'll go up the road. Oh, that's feeling really fluent, that is. Okay. Fellow Mini driver. Hello, Mini. Very nice. Gearbox is feeling really nice, guys. I'll check for leaks when I get back. Obviously abided by the law, under 30 miles per hour, going through a nice village. Did I say nice with this village? Jesus. I'm obviously in a good mood. This road is always absolutely mental. Okay, nice and easy. Now we're into third. It went into third really nicely. I'm just thinking where I can turn. I'll turn at the top of the road. I'm looking at the temperature as well, by the way. It wasn't long ago I had a coolant flush on this, which is another recording on my channel. Have a look if you want. Two hands on the wheel, indicate around parked cars. Look at that, lovely. Okay, so I'm in third. I want to go into fourth, but I'll be breaking the law. We're at 30 now, so I want to be sensible. Okay, so apparently this road is 50 coming up to, so I could probably get into fourth now. This garage is a bit sketchy. I might take a right round actually. Temperature's coming up. It should stabilise. Going into second. That gearbox is feeling really nice. Absolutely splendid. It's gorgeous. Changing now. It was stiff. It was not terribly stiff, but it didn't glide, that's for sure. When I put it into reverse, getting out my drive, it was fluent, really fluent. It's a great place to walk your dog, buddy. Jesus. Right, keep an eye on that temperature as well. Obviously the coolant change is still very fresh on this car. And nice and easy, we'll go back now. I'm quite happy with how it's performing. Obviously as well, I had the brake service as well on the right hand side. I haven't done the left yet. I'll be repeating exactly what I recorded, but this is feeling really nice. This car has been pampered since I've had it. All fluid changes. So we're into second, I think. Let's go into fourth. Second to fourth was really nice. This is positive, guys. This is really nice. Okay. Obviously not going above 30. I'm a good boy. So what I'll be doing is I'll be writing this gearbox fluid change in my service manual. I do all my services myself, obviously. Why would I pay someone else? Why would I pay someone else when I know how to do it? Yes, to get the stamp. Yeah, loads of people's going to say that, but I want to do it. I want the experience. So, indication. Someone's changing a wheel here. Okay, so all good. No warning lights. The dash is anti-disco. And again, this is not about the cabin filter, I'm sorry, but I thought I'd catch a test drive on the gearbox after the fluid change. Again, if you want to see that, that's on my channel. And this guy's completely cut me off. Jesus, man. Okay. Going to first. Gearbox is feeling really nice. And indicate and into the drive. Handbrake on. We'll take it out of gear actually. The temperature is staying as it should. Feels fine. No lights, just the handbrake, and all's good. I'm just going to clean up that mess from the cabin filter. It's beautiful. Happy with that? Yeah, I am. I'm really happy with that. That's good. So, no summary on this because it's to do with the gearbox. You've tuned in for a cabin filter, I know. But I thought I'd add this experience onto it. Some of you guys would have seen the gearbox by now, the gearbox video. If not, have a look. You'll know exactly why I'm doing this. So, ciao, and catch you in the next video. Not next.
Every single day